Right, cause why did it take 3 years, um, and, like, a ridiculous amount for Anthony Albanese? Because this is a result of a parenting phenomenon, which is like it's like pandering towards the child the child's avoidance. Do you know what I mean? And it's like in the assumption of this socialist communist mindset around the world is we're powerful, we've got all these, we're so many, look how big we are. Um, and so it's like we push and they're like, we'll take one step back. And it's like, you're not taking one step back. This isn't the like, this isn't, all right, I'm sick of it now go to bed. This is the like, you've set fire to the entire fucking thing and you've killed millions of people and like, or, do you know what I mean? But it starts there. It's like, it used to be solved by a smack. It's like, my rule, it's like 3 times, and I didn't even smack. It's like 3 times, and then it's like, oi. But you can't do that if you're constantly like celebrating their little fucking unique snowflakeness. There is a time to do that, and there is a time to make sure that what you're saying needs to be done right now. You know, like negotiations of shit at this fucking level in our country will not be had in the way that you'll negotiate with like a cheeky little fucking kid. It's like, that's not where we're going. That's not how this is going to fucking play out. You haven't just overstepped recently. You've been overstepping for 40 to 50 years. Which means that you've like stepped into this, and that's why again there's dissociation, because you're just like, I'm just doing what the guy did who was here before me. And my answer is, I'm like, I know you are. And if you don't stop, and if you don't start telling the story of what, the whole thing, and if you don't retreat all the way back to where that whoever the fuck started this, you're going to have a broken fucking nose. It's like, the moment I wake up and there is a fucking balaclavaed man with a fucking machete in my bedroom going through my drawers who's a meter away from me, if I can strike that man a killing blow, I'm going to do that. That's what I wait for. I don't just wait to be like, I wait to fucking run at you, pick you up by the fucking scruff of your neck and jump through the fucking window with you and then stab your fucking eyeballs out with the broken glass. And then grab the brick that's outside and cave your fucking skull in until it's a fucking little fucking bowl of fucking mush. And when the police come, my face will be covered with that mush. And I'll be like, cunt was in my room. Now, this is what happens. It's like when your child goes to the fucking whatever, that's how it's like, yeah, you let him do everything. So we have to police him. And when that's your prime minister, it's like, that's the whole country. It's like, you let him and you all benefited from this fucking shit. And I can assure you, you're not just in my room. It's a little bit more than that. You want a royal commission into anti-Semitism. Good start. Let's get a royal commission into why a fucking convict prison turned into this. How a fucking the most controlled the most authoritarian on fucking earth turned into this. That's the fucking question. Discipline is, it's like, it's the job you do for the sake of your child. It's not like, the worst thing is it's like, it falls in the exact same camp as obesity and alcoholism and drug abuse and domestic violence and fucking gambling addiction. But it's kind of worse because it's actually encouraged like in this current thing. It's like the discipline is bad. There's a teacher I saw it somewhere who's the principal. Someone got fired because they've clipped someone under the ear or something. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Discipline is a preemptive strategy. Discipline is the same as going, and it's exactly the same. I'm going to the pub and I'm only going to have one drink, or I'm going to go the week and I'm not going to have a drink, or I'm not going to eat the fucking, the fucking whole bar of chocolate. And that usually means don't buy the fucking bar of chocolate. That's what it means. And when our government, but the problem is that the pantry of our government is filled with fucking chocolate cake, chocolate bars, you know what I mean? And a fuckload of fucking drugs and fucking child pornography by the looks of it as well. And it's like, that's because if you're not disciplined enough as a child, you know what I mean? Then that is where the mentality of fucking pedophilia derives from, because it is you are undisciplined. You've lived this life, and you're freeing another generation in your mind from the discipline that you either were or weren't. Sometimes it's either, like, if you're undisciplined, you might do it, or if you were over-disciplined, you might be thinking that you're liberating, but it's just like, it doesn't fall in that category. It falls in there, and this is so hilarious because, like, I will have more fucking pushback if I don't mow my lawn in this country. It's more socially acceptable to talk behind someone's back for them not mowing the lawn than it is as this undisciplined fucking monstrosity has been fucking wheeled out. And the problem is it lands on everyone. Every single person gets this landed on them. And more than likely, it affects. So it's like a form of terrorism. Like, not disciplining your children is terrorism. That it's like, we've been calling them little terrors. Do you know what I mean? And there's a level where it's like that you can't discipline your child when they're not there. And there's a weird thing that, like, children, a lot of times, children who are well disciplined will still play up when you're not there. That's one for the fucking ages, okay? But those children might play up. They might do terrible things. They might, play up and light fires and break windows and graffiti. They have all the capacity to do that because that's all the whatever. And in turn, it's not always necessarily the undisciplined kid who's initiating that. Children and adolescents have a strange world that they're going into, and they push the limits, and they always have for time immemorial. The one difference is that if the child is disciplined, they will like play correctly and be dealt with kind of in a way that's whatever. If they've never experienced discipline, they'll play up and they'll dig themselves a fucking hole to the fucking center of the fucking earth. with the police, with the fucking authorities, with anyone else. And that's the problem. It's like the problem is we're looking at the kids running around with machetes, and it's like we're not realizing that's because we've created a digital fucking banana shop for all the mothers, all the single mothers. We've incentivized, careless fucking sexual behavior and over exuberant fucking commercial materialism and shopping, addiction, drug, all these fucking things, on top of a thing where discipline is discouraged. It's like, well, what do we expect? What do we fucking expect from that? And how do you fucking discipline other people's children? And it's like, well, I don't want to discipline other people's children, and it's not my fucking responsibility. And we've got a government treating like it sounds like an international organized criminal fucking fraud network. Hundreds of thousands, millions of false fucking identification papers for really significant public thing, childcare and elderly, like the top and the bottom of our society. And that's a war. That's what's called a war. It's not called anything else. It's called a fucking war. I'll tell you why it's called a war. Because the elder people are the ones that will maintain the discipline and maintain the true telling of our society. So they will attempt to kill them, torture them, and trap them, while the middle fucking ignores them and abandons their responsibilities, because that's what this fucking generation did. And then the children are indoctrinated to fucking hate everyone and to fucking be irresponsible and to be thing. So then there can be a bottom-up fucking infiltration where then everyone can be processed for being naughty children. Well, what the fuck do you call a fucking international crime syndicate that's fucking fraudulent? And it's like, the fraud on the fucking childcare and the fucking elderly, you don't think that applies to every other fucking grotty little fucking profession? Dentists, physios, chiros, surgeons, all this shit, all this grubby little fucking monster fucking society. You know what I mean? With this fucking, this invasion in their fucking mind. They're like, we're invading and we're really clever. And these Australians are fucking dumb. Oh, fuck, that was a mistake. Fucking hell, I can't explain to you enough how big a fucking mistake that is. And that's where I thank God that I live in a country that's military force is disciplined enough not to put a fucking gun in my hand when I can, when I'm at this level of fucking seeing this shit. Because God damn it, it's like I would make those fucking Bondi shooters look like fucking kids at the Royal Show. They're like, I'd be like, I'd go to one of my old suppliers that's filled with a bunch of Indians who probably, already know they're all falsified their trade certificates. They've falsified their fucking environmental things. They've falsified their fucking everything. I would just roll in there. And that's why I can't have a gun. Discipline. Discipline is so important. Yeah. I guess this outsourcing thing's done. Because, I don't know. Maybe this is where we can outsource some fucking things. Like Russia, you've fucked around. You've done all this shit. You've done whatever. We're pissed off with you. We want you to discipline the Indians for us, and we'll pay you because you're in that mode, and we're in this other mode. We're doing this other thing. We're like, obviously I've drawn a line, and we're sorting out some other things. We're trying to fucking go. We've got some money because we've got all this. So it's like, I think we just pay Russia to just discipline the Indians for us. You know what I mean? Just whoop them into line. And that's a form of outsourcing, isn't it? It's the same. But it's not a war. I don't want India. It's annoying. I think it has something to do with their thing with cows. It's like, you don't worship cows. It's in our Bible. Stop worshipping cows because look at all the cows. And it's like you do that with them. And it's like you've come here. Like you've just come here and tried to Holocaust the Australian people. Holy shit, you guys are going to get fucking slammed. You know what I mean? This is the Indians, the Pakistanis, the fucking... You can't go... There's going to be fucking hellfire raining down on you because those Russians have got a bunch of shit up their sleeve. And the problem is when you think of the war against like Ukraine, it's like Ukrainians and Russians are basically the same. That's why it's weird. It's like a line, it's a specific war, but it's like Russians and Indians, especially if we pay them and we let them, that's what they're the best at. Go and look at what happened in the end of World War II. The Russians fucking are really, really particularly good at this. And I think the best influence on the Indian, the Pakistani people, the Iranian people right now is an injection of Russian fucking humility and Russian, like, self-reliance and Russian ingenuity and things like that. Because yes, you've been very ingenious in planting our system, all these fake documents, this fucking bullshit, all these things, all this fucking New Delhi jelly belly. But the fucking the Russians will just, I think they're going to show you how to I don't know, how to do something else. Maybe if we get some really successful intermixed marriages between the Russians and the Indians, maybe we can breed out that fucking that kind of... Oh, did I just say that? Did I just say breed out? I didn't mean that. And before you say anything, you just tried to fucking Holocaust and genocide the Australian people by pedophilia and killing our elderly with fucking lethal injections. It's like, I think I'm pretty entitled to fucking talk about breeding that fucking Indian, that, you know what I mean? That fucking that fucking thing out of his. And do you know who that is? Buddha. Yeah, that's Buddha. It says, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. That's my man Buddha right there. He's saying that. In the present moment, I'm asking the Russians to bomb the fuck out of India, and we're going to pay them money for it. Buddha, you all right with that? Can you hear the siren? Can you hear the wind chimes? Buddha's like, of course, Shannon. Of course I am fine with that. Of course. One should learn to be happy with themselves and not be obsessed with teeth and cosmetic surgery and false claims about chiropractors, And there's too many cows. Well, that's a bad accent. There's too many cows. So start eating them. You've got to eat them. And you've got to move them around. And we're going to grab a bunch of them as well. We're going to look after your cows really well. We're going to take those cows from India and we're going to walk them through, I don't know, wherever, that line? I drew a line. Basically, I drew a line and I drew two lines. Not the line that goes through the but that's the real line. But the one that goes through all the conflict zone that nips the tip of fucking India, just nips the fucking tip of it. We need to walk those cows around all over the place. You've fucking weird cow-obsessed fucking morons have fucking outsourced your way to fucking madness. And so we need to walk. We're going to take your cows for a walk. Righto, we found another fucking bunch of cows here. Let's take them for a walk. The moment that you care more about your fucking weird little cows than you do about your wife and your daughter, there's a fucking problem, don't you think, Buddha? Let's listen. Buddha, do you agree that you should care more about your wife and your daughter than cows? And do you think you should not go to other people's countries and try and genocide them with communism? There's the wind. Wait for it. Must be something I'm missing. What am I missing here? Buddha, tell me. Tell me what I'm missing. I think he's helping us out. He's saying, this is the wind of change blowing through the fuck. There it is there. See? This is the wind of change blowing through. You're not going to dwell in the past and you're not going to dream of this is right now. Right? So right now this is happening. It's a wind of change to fucking blow this out of your culture. You know what I mean? And follow those cows around. Have a look around and just be nice. You know what I mean? You don't have a lot of skills. Your language is not very relevant. You've got way too many people, but you guys play cricket, and that's the main thing. Cricket will get you very far. So take the cows for a walk and play some cricket all around the fucking Middle East. Your job to repay us for this bullshit. You know what I mean? And the quicker you do this, the less we need to pay Russia to fuck you up. Is you're going on a pilgrimage around the Middle East and to China, and you're going to bring cricket to China. And I can't wait to see the Chinese cricket team. Don't go straight in. Just work around the edge. Just be like, have you heard of cricket? Have you heard of cricket? You know what I mean? And then if we're really lucky, we can get the Russians to play cricket as well. That's my dream. That's just a boyhood dream, and I wish I could say it with the beautiful Russian language. I would say, we just want to play a game of cricket. Would you like to play a game of cricket? And it might be a little bit far off. It might be a little bit ambitious. Who knows? But it's like we're almost there. You know what I mean? I think the amount of money we're going to pay you to use up some of those munitions that are probably going out of date and are probably becoming a fucking liability, just to efficiently and cleanly send a fucking message to India and Pakistan that this shit will not be tolerated. And, it's like that's a really good place to start planning down the track. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3, but we're going to get a cricket game going with the Russians. I believe is a beautiful, beautifully masculine, relationship between us and the Russians. It's like, and I think the language and the masculine is always a little bit like men, because the thing is, men really don't like other men ever, really. Briefly, it's like for a moment, and sometimes they're very strong, but it's like spend the languages and the cultures and the fucking thousands of years of fucking tit for tat warfare and all these things. But all men love getting paid, and so we've got to pay the Russians a bit to just fucking backhand the fucking Indians and the Pakis and the Iranians. And yeah. And so this is Buddha's move. Buddha just chills. You know what I mean? The same way Buddha let you all do this. Buddha's not here to save you when it comes to what you've done. This is your karma. Your karma truly will tell you how disgusting and naughty you've all been, and it will hurt you. Okay? But it is your karma. It's all okay. It will come and it will go. Good times will come and good times will go. And this is going. Wind of change. Move the cows. Move the cows. And I think that's what Gandhi would say. But I preferred when Ben Kingsley said it. All right. Hooroo.